Hello, artist. Welcome to Artists in Business. Have you ever wanted to sell your paintings or jewelry in stores, build a successful and welcoming online presence, or turn your creative hobby into a business that pays you? My name is Destiny Dixon, and I've gone through all those thoughts. When I created my art shop, Charms of Destiny, in high school, I didn't know where to start. I struggled with finding a niche for my jewelry and figuring out how to price my paintings. I also didn't know how to find my target audience when building my presence online. Thankfully, through lots of trial and error and self-reflection, I figured out what worked for me and what didn't. Whether it was selling my jewelry online and at vendor fairs, creating engaging art reels, or defining what my brand means to me. In this podcast, I'll share my experiences and tips I've learned to help you all turn your art and jewelry into a successful business. Hey artists, I hope you're all doing amazing. Today we're going to be talking about building an online presence for your art business. Have you ever been wanting to grow your art business online but don't know where to start? Or maybe you're struggling to stay consistent with your content? I remember facing all these challenges when I first started my art shop, Charms of Destiny Ari'e. No worries though, by the end of today's episode you'll have 3 different ways to help get your artwork out into the public for others to see, making your art business easier to find, more personal, and a place for you to build community with your supporters. Hello artists! Before we get into today's episode, I want to encourage you all to join my community space on YouTube. There I share more tips on selling your artwork and jewelry, fun videos about my journey as an artist, art challenges, and create a safe space for us to connect with each other. You can find a link to my channel in the show notes below. Hey artists, we're back, and today we're going to be talking about building an online presence for your art business. I remember when I started my art shop my freshman year, I didn't really have a platform online at all to share my artwork with people, and so for the most part, my jewelry and my artwork became known through word of mouth. So I would tell like my family and friends like, hey, I'm starting this art shop where I'll be selling handmade jewelry, and if you're interested, you can buy some from me. Also, at the time that I started my art shop, I was focusing more on creating artwork so that I could raise money to go on my trip to the Dominican Republic for school. So even though I had always wanted to have my own art business, having a mission or objective, a goal to raise money for this trip really helped motivate me to actually start my art business, as I've mentioned earlier. And so word of mouth was my main resource when it came to creating my presence in my community, and having that support helped a lot because people at school learned about my art and my jewelry. People throughout my family became more aware of my jewelry, and that support definitely grew throughout the community as well. And so having word of mouth is a great tool, and also having social media is a really great tool because I had a website and I also did in-person vendor fairs. Whenever people wanted to see more of what I was creating, they could easily access my art and jewelry, whether they were on my website or if they saw me in person. I had business cards, and on that they could scan a QR code that took them to my website. In this case, not only was support and word of mouth helpful, but also making myself easy to find was a big factor in me helping myself to grow an online presence. The easier it is for people to find your work, the easier it is for them to keep up with what you're doing, and that can help more people find you and make you more accessible to a lot of people. Other things that helped me build an online presence included being consistent, posting consistently, also trying different art trends that were going on, and also engaging with the community, as I mentioned earlier. Those are all big factors that played a role in helping me create an online presence. And as we go through this episode today, I'll be breaking down those 3 points in more detail, so hopefully you all can use these tips to help your own art business grow. So the first thing that really helped me grow an online presence was being consistent and posting more often. This doesn't necessarily mean quantity over quality because it's still very important that you're posting like quality posts and like videos and reels because you want people to like not only enjoy what you're putting out, but you also want to show that you care about what you're putting out, and you should want to make quality content for your art and your jewelry because you've already put a lot of work into making everything. You might as well like continue that effort through everything else. And overall, it helps to create a clear vision and like reputation for your artwork and your jewelry and your business as a whole because all those factors are very important for attracting support and like keeping support. Some things that can help with posting more consistently that helped me in some aspects was you can schedule out days to post. Personally, for me, as like a college student and even like in high school when I started my art shop, I wasn't always consistent with like posting on specific days at a certain time. But I did find that when I did like post maybe every other week, even if it's like spaced out like oddly, I feel like experimenting with like what days and times you post can help you become more consistent. I would definitely say having like days. I would definitely say scheduling out days to post is very helpful, and also being aware of what time people who follow you and support you, knowing what times they're usually on social media helps a lot. So a lot of times, even though I was really busy with like classes and like extracurricular activities in high school, and even like as a college student now, being busy with like classes and like student works, I noticed that when I like scheduled out a day, like days and times to post, that it helped me stay more consistent and it helped my online presence to grow. For me, I usually posted on Fridays or the weekends because I typically have more time. And then I know a lot of people are usually on social media around like noon, like lunchtime. People are like eating or taking breaks from like school or work to like eat. And for me, I've noticed that when I post during like the afternoon compared to like posting at like 5 in the morning or posting like at midnight, a lot of people are like already on social media, and that's like a great like a little rush hour time to like get traction on like your videos or your reels and your posts because people are awake, and if they like refresh their feed, your stuff may be more likely to pop up compared to if you posted late at night or like at 5 a.m. There might not be as many people online, and when they like refresh or get on their Instagram or whatever, your stuff might not always pop up because it's like the time people get on their phone and stuff to look at, like their feed. For me, I noticed that the weekends are great in the afternoon, and so if you play around with like what days and times work best for you based on your schedule, then you should stick with it, especially if it works out. It might take a while to figure out what days and times work best, but once you experiment with it a bit and you notice that you're getting like consistent traction or that things are kind of working out in your favor, it'll be good for you to like stick with that and kind of make it a routine because that will help you stay consistent in the long run. The second point that helps a lot with growing an online presence is showcasing your personality, and this is a big one. Now, this one plays a very big factor because when people are on social media, people who are following you, they want to know, they want to see who you are as a person and get to know you as an artist. I'm sure a lot of the times when you follow people on social media, there's something about them that made you want to follow them, whether it was what they were creating or maybe their personality. Maybe they're funny, you like funny people, then maybe they're more sarcastic, and that's kind of your vibe, and so you gravitate towards them. But essentially, you want to be yourself and showcase your personality because it makes you more authentic and just like recognizable. It also helps people to like understand you as like an artist, and it's a way to like open up. It's an easy way to build community because you're being like vulnerable, you're just being like honest, you're showcasing yourself, and a lot of people don't always have like the courage. Like putting yourself online is already a huge like task and like risk in itself just because there's so much that can happen with being like online. There's like positive and negative effects to being online and putting yourself out there. So the fact that you're putting yourself yourself out there and you're just being yourself will draw people in and it will keep them coming back, you know. This can include like anything from including jokes or maybe like sharing your art journey, just being like open to like sharing parts of you with your audience and with your community is a great way to connect with them. And it just makes you more real as a person. Like I know that with social media, you're like behind a screen, and so it's easy for people to feel very disconnected. And so by being yourself, and I know with social media, you can also like mask parts of yourself. And so I'm not saying like you have to put on a front or put on a mask. Basically, you have control over how you present yourself and share yourself with people online. And so you have like the option to like be vulnerable with your audience. And you don't have to share every single thing about you. That's not what I'm saying. But even sharing like small parts of like your life and just like relating to like your audience or just sharing parts of your story and your journey as an artist can help other like artists online and other people following and supporting you online to connect and relate back to you. So being yourself and showing your personality, great and easy ways to connect and like build an online presence. And I think that everyone should value that. And it also just makes your life easier because you're not overthinking how you should act on screen. You're just like it all is just a natural flow. It'll also make you growing your online presence just as rewarding, so much more rewarding and calmer and just easier because you are just being yourself, you're just being present, you know? So that's another great tip to keep in mind when you're trying to grow your online presence. And the third way to help build your presence online is to engage and build community. Now, I kind of mentioned this a little bit very briefly earlier, but engaging with your community online and even in person includes like talking to them, asking them questions. Maybe like online, you respond to comments, and if it's safe to do this, if you know it's not a scam, maybe if it's like a friend or something, if someone like DMs you like, I love your art or I love your jewelry or like, how did you make this? If you feel comfortable, you can respond to that. If not, you don't have to. It's your social media, it's your choice, you know. But responding to like comments, asking your community and your supporters like questions for them to answer in like the comment section, or maybe on your story you're posting like polls like what ceramic mug should I make, or what color should I paint this flower, or just like small stuff like that. Like finding ways to allow your community and your supporters to interact and engage with you is a great way to build an online presence. Even in person, if you're like at a vendor fair, like communicating with like people who are supporting your art and your jewelry, and like maybe like asking them how their day is, or asking them if they make their own art and jewelry. Just like getting to know people on a more personal level, or just sharing things about yourself are great ways to like build your support, whether it's online or in person. And so another thing that kind of wraps into building community and engaging with your like supporters online is using like hashtags. Like I remember earlier in this episode I had mentioned like trying and doing like art trends, and also like using like popular or like trending hashtags for your posts and everything. Those are great ways to stay connected in the loop of what's going on with like your art and your jewelry. And I know that for me personally, doing like different art challenges and using like popular or like well-known like tags on my posts helped a lot in like people finding my artwork and finding my jewelry, and like finding me, discovering my stuff through like reels. And so let's say for example you have like a specific like art genre or category. Let's say you're an oil painter who like specializes in like realism, or you paint like fruits and stuff. If there are other artists that are also like painting and doing realism, or like they're like painting fruit, what hashtags are they using? Like if you're a clay artist, what are other clay artists like posting, and like what are their hashtags? It's also good to use this as inspiration and not just copy and paste what you're seeing, but you can still look at what other artists that are similar to you, like see what they're doing, and then use it as inspiration to help you create your own like vision and like content for like your art and your because you still want to be like yourself, you still want to be authentic to your art business business and everything like that. But those are some great ways to like stay connected in the different art communities, and also a great way for people who don't know about your art and jewelry to find you maybe on accident, or maybe they like have their own like genre or like category of art that they're interested in, and you just happen to pop up because you added that one hashtag or you did that one art challenge. And so now you're able to like build up an audience and build up a community. So those are all great ways to build an online presence and keep people engaged, keep them excited, keep them in the loop, you know. And so overall, when you're building like an online presence and build community, it's really good to be consistent, showcase your personality, and engage in your community. Not only do these tips help you to connect more personally with your supporters in your community, but it also helps you to get more exposure for your artwork and jewelry. It also makes your community more engaging and fun because you're interacting, you're finding ways to allow your supporters to like share their input and like their commentary, their insight, and you're also being like consistent, and so your community and your supporters know that they can like always come back to like your page, or they can see you in person, maybe like at a vendor event, and they kind of have like that familiarity or kind of like that awareness that, oh, like this artist is posting, they're here, they're present. I love their vibe, like they're very like honest or just themselves. And all those tips can really help you to build your online presence, and also just make your community more stronger and feel more connected to you and your artwork. I hope that with all these tips, you're able to try some of them out and find success with them. If you do, please let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear how any of the insight that I've shared so far has helped you grow your art business. And if you have tips of your own that you feel would be helpful for others, please let us know down below. We are a community here, and we're here to help each other grow as artists and support one another in whatever ways we can.
Hello, artist! I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, it would mean so much to me if you could take 30 seconds to share this podcast to another creative you know, subscribe, and leave a review. If you're also interested in seeing more personal, fun, and helpful art content from me, please click the show note below to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Charms of Destiny Ari'e, where I share all those things with you and connect with you.